with TubeTalk.
With a new setting. Live from a new setting.
Yes.
Just mixing it up. We'll go back to the status set next week.
Yeah. Anyway, last week it was a magic 45 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, hence we need a new setting for a magic 45 minutes. How did that 45 minutes kick off, Doug?
Well, we kicked off with Hasbro, who won.
Yeah, it was super. It was fresh up. 1200 was too short for him, but he's come back in super order. His trial was great. He rolled into the race, hit the front of the 300 and was too good, and he's right on track for the Copeland's Mile. He's come back super.
And then the Tissue won the Bill Ritchie handicap, which qualifies her for the $1.5 million Epsom race.
Yeah, and she had to be good to win. We asked a lot of her. We dropped her back in distance to 1400 metres. And we rode her out of her comfort zone. We rode her handier than she normally would be. And she responded to those things, and she was good enough to win. And the really pleasing thing was she was strong on the line, pulling away. So she's bang on target for the Epsom, and she gets in with only 50 kilos.
Then Art the Triumph won the Canterbury Bell Stakes at Riccarton.
Yeah, very exciting. Really, really good filly. Untapped at this point. Don't quite know how good she is. And, you know, we'll find out as she gets challenged, as she steps up through the grades. But she was dominant. She won easily, easing up. She goes to Group 3 Barneswood Farm Stakes next on the 16th of October. And then we'll be into the Guineas. She's a Group 1 horse.
And then on Wednesday, Chablis won, breaking the track record.
Yeah, at the Sydney City meeting at Gosford, 24-year-old track record. One of our imports, and we've had enormous success with them. And he ran third, then second, and then he won. And Hugh Bowman was very impressed and said he's got a big future into Saturdays. And look, everyone that's been into our imports know how good they are. If you haven't been into one of our imports yet, we're buying them some more again end of next month. So at the Tats sale, biggest horse and training sale in the world in England, and you should get into one.
And then this week at Matamata Race 3, we have Make Time.
Yeah, we do a bit of a weather watch. He's fresh up, but the track's a heavy 11 and we don't want to flatten him fresh up. So I suspect he won't be running. If he did run, he goes very well fresh and would be a nice each way chance, but I think we'll reserve and wait for better tracks.
And then race 5 is She's Apples.
She won't mind a wet track. In fact, probably the wetter the better. She's in great form, first and second in the last 2 starts. Only problem is she's got an outside barrier draw 15, so she's gonna, you know, hopefully we can get some cover somewhere in the running, but she's won at Matamata before. She's a really good each way chance.
And then at Awapuni race 5, we have Silky Red Fox and Oceanides.
Yeah, so Silky, it's a heavy 10 there. Silky Red Fox, he doesn't really want it heavy. He wants a better track than that, but we're wanting to get him kicked off. So probably if it's a heavy 10, we'll probably run him. If it's heavy 11, we won't. But any improvement in the track will suit him. He ran some really nice races as a 2-year-old. He's got barrier 4, he's got a good draw, the 1400 metre suits. He'll run a nice race, but he really does want a better track. Oceanides, I don't think the track will bother her so much. She's going to go through quite a few grades this time in. She's got quite a lot of ability. First up on a heavy track, there's always a question mark just fitness-wise, but she can be right in the finish. She's a very promising filly. Yeah.
And then in Australia at Sandown race 6.
No. We've got one more.
Oh yeah. At race 7, we have Rock Island Line.
Yeah, and the Merrill Metric Mile, Group 3. He's in the form of his life. His second last start coming from well back in a very strong race at Wanganui. The winner then ran second in the weight for age Group 1 Tarzino. So he's going great guns. He's got barrier 1 on the heavy 10. The heavy track won't bother him. It's just whether you've got to get off the fence, and if you do have to get off the fence, then that's going to be tricky. So Tina Kawanya, he rides, he gets in with a low weight, he's in the form of his life. The mile stretches him, but he's never been as strong. So I think if we can get a nice run in transit, and I think we'll be a bit handier than we were, and the inside is okay, she can get off, I think he's a nice each way chance.
And then in Australia at Sandown race 6 with Skyman.
Yeah, obviously very good horse. Last start, he was just a bit fresh. He was going 1700 metres second up, and he was fresh going to the start, and he was fresh in the running, and he probably just raced a bit too handy and a bit too fresh, and just peaked, 50 metres out. Still a really good run for fourth. Gets barrier 1 again. It's a smaller field of 10. He steps up to 1800 metres, which suits. The uphill finish at Sandown will suit. A tough, hard race will suit him. And I think we might find that he might not quite be in the trail. He might be 3 back the fence this time. 1 place further back. He can bounce back, no question. He's a good horse.
And then at Toowoomba, race 7, we have Stardom.
Defending our Toowoomba Cup title that Alward, another one of our imports, won last year. He was in good form, but then his last run, we just think we rode him a bit too handy. So put a line through that. From barrier 7, he's probably going to get back to midfield or just behind that, relax, and we'll build in from the 600 metres. And he can run way better than he did last start. He's going to 2400 metres next, which I think will suit. But I think he's probably over the odds at $14 on Saturday.
And then finally on Sunday at Tauranga, race 3, we have Callicident.
Yeah, I think an unlikely starter. It's a heavy 11 at Tauranga, and there's more rain due on Sunday. She's improved a stack for her first up run. Really happy with her work, but she does want a good track, I think. And I think a heavy 11 might just be a bit too tough for her. So if we got right track conditions, she'll be very competitive, but I think she'll be scratched.
And then race 5 is Margaret Jean.
Really like this horse. I think she's a very progressive stayer. Her first up run for fourth was excellent, over 1400 metres, finishing off strong. Step up to the mile suits, to Pearl bonus race, all those things suit. The only thing that doesn't is the heavy 11 track. And I think if it's heavy 11, I think we'll scratch and wait again. If it wasn't heavy 11 and the forecast was wrong and it came back, she's certainly capable of being right in the thick of the finish of this race. But again, looking at the forecast, I think she's probably out.
And then we move on to Bet of the Week. And this week's Bet of the Week at Rosehill race 6 is Imaging.
Yeah, he's dropping back to Group 2 level from Group 1 level. He's a really, really good horse, but he's been running around against the best horses in Australia at weight for age level. So going back to handicap, he does have 59 kilos, but he's got the inside barrier draw. He's got James McDonald on board. The 1500 metres suits him well. I think they're getting him ready for an Epsom crack the following week. The quality of the field is nowhere near what it has been that he's been racing against. I think he'll find this a lot softer. He'll sit a bit handier, and I think he'll be awfully hard to hold out.
That concludes TubeTalk.
It does, and we will see you all next week.
Bye.
Synchronized took over at the 450. Emin on the inside. Art de Triomphe comes out and after Synchronized. Then came Mockatini. Big Guns 1, 2 and 3 as they turn. Synchronized lifting over Art de Triomphe. Irish Red into the clear from Mockatini. Synchronized grabbed and headed off by Art de Triomphe. She struck the lead. Art de Triomphe at the 150. Drew clear from Synchronized. Sorrento's running on from the back. It's Art de Triomphe at the 75 metres. Lonely in the lead. Art de Triomphe wins the Canterbury Bell.